Okay. This is 11:53. I'm meeting her at 2. I didn't even look at where we're meeting. I should probably do that. But I'm gonna aim to leave at 1, which means I have an hour to get ready. That's fine. Okay, cool. Okay. Hi everyone. It's been a while. It's been more than a while. I literally had to dust this camera off. And that's embarrassing because I know that people are like fighting tooth and nail to get the Canon GX7, and it's just sitting under my bed. But I'm putting it to use today because I feel the need to talk and update y'all. I feel kind of nervous. I am nervous, and I'm also in my luteal phase, so there is this air of, what is the word I want to use? There's this air of irritation and a little bit of paranoia that like whatever I'm doing, I'm just not doing it right. But I just want to give an update about 2026 so far. Today is Tuesday, May 5th. Oh, that's me when I was a kid, y'all. Tuesday, May 5th, and I can't believe it's May already. Okay, I'm gonna talk into my makeup and hopefully hurry up because I can't be late. Okay, so, oh, I need a beverage. BRB. I'm already thirsty. I love me or LaCroix. I'm so obsessed. Anyway, as I was saying, I am going to be meeting a acquaintance, colleague, friend for lunch. She is, this just makes me really thirsty. Why is my mouth watering? Hold on. Yeah. I love LaCroix. Like, my mouth is literally watering. It's the limoncello flavor. My favorite flavor. But anyway, I'm going to be meeting a colleague for lunch. Colleague, acquaintance, friend. For lunch, she's introducing me to one of her clients, and I am not gonna do anything like crazy with my face, but I am gonna be out all day, or like at least for most of the evening. So I'm just gonna do my regular makeup routine and chit chats. And I wear glasses now, and I'm a ginger. Yeah, so much has changed. I already have sunscreen on, so yeah, I'm just gonna do what I usually do. I don't have a script for this, so I'm gonna just talk and say what I feel that I need to say or what's on my mind. And being that I do feel kind of nervous, I'm gonna take that as a sign that it's something that I need to get off my chest. If I'm looking this way, it's my mirror. Being that I do feel nervous, I'm going to take it as a sign that I need to get something off my chest. And after I record this video and put it up, I'll probably feel better. That's what I'm banking on. So anyway, being that I haven't been on here for a while, my name is Ashley. I'm now 29. When I started this channel, I was 28, and I wanted to document the last 2 years of my 20s, I quit my job, a job that I hated, that was like draining the life out of me. I went back to school for the third time to pursue a cybersecurity degree, because I already worked in cybersecurity and I got laid off, and it took me a while to find a job. And ever since then, I've been a full-time student. I ended 2025 with an internship. I completed a cybersecurity internship for like 6 months at a very prestigious law firm. I can say prestigious. Like, it was a great experience. I learned so much. And doing school full-time and that internship was definitely another lesson in my growth and like capabilities of like where I am now, and like how I learn, and you know, like being back in corporate. And at the end of 2025, I was looking for a new job. I was January 2026, yes, looking for a new job. I was very optimistic. I know what the job market is like. I've been scrolling on LinkedIn, something I actively avoid. It's hell. It's hell on LinkedIn. It's so bad. But I was so optimistic. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a job real quick. It's now May. I ain't got no job. But I'll just talk about that a little bit later. I don't know what I want to do. I feel stuck. I feel frustrated. I don't like this feeling. I hate this feeling. The thing about me feeling frustrated is I know it's a sign that I need to course correct and figure out what I want to do, because I thought I was just so sure that cybersecurity is what I wanted to do. I mean, I've done it for a year. I'm back in school for it now. But as I'm applying for jobs and not getting interviews, not getting as many interviews as for what I'm applying for, I was feeling discouraged. And I already know this game, because in 2023, I spent that whole year applying to jobs, rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. I'm not new to this, I'm sure to this, but it just doesn't feel, it still doesn't feel good. Like, do I not deserve a living wage? The fuck? And the thing about, I guess, being that like I've experienced applying for jobs and unemployment before, I was like, oh, I got this, you know, like this time I have a therapist, this time I know myself, like I know how to network. I'm great at networking. I have actually very vast network. I've been going to networking events. I was going to networking events like January through February, March, and then I just haven't been interested in applying for jobs and talking to people. I never want to post on LinkedIn. That's not something I ever want to do. And now it's May, and I'm just like, oh, okay, the year went by so fast. The expectations I had on January 1st are not the expectations, is not the reality and expectations I have now. And I'm very time blind in the way that I really don't know what's going on until I look at the date, and I'm just like, oh, when did a month go by? When did 6 months go by? And you know what's funny? I have a therapist now, which I'm super thankful for, because she's actually very much keeping me on track. And I've been talking to her since last year, I'm gonna say October, November. I had a previous therapist before that, and she sucked, no shade. By the time we met, like my previous therapist, but we met like bi-weekly. It's like every 2 weeks, sometimes once every 3 weeks. And by the time we talked, I'm just like, sister, I already solved the case. I was going through something 2 weeks ago. I figured it out by now. So like, what are we even talking about? This therapist that I have now, I meet with her every week, every Monday. And it works out great, because by the time we meet, like the weekend has gone by, a week has gone by, and I've gone through the motions of different things that I'm experiencing, and we always have something to talk about. I really appreciate this therapist because she is keeping me very accountable. I can't get away with nothing with her. And usually I pride myself in being like very self-aware. I've been giving myself therapy or figuring out my own emotions since I was a child because I didn't have a safe space to do so. So it was just me and my journal. But talking with her now, I actually realized that it's safe to talk to someone. I'm talking to someone who understands me, who wants to understand me, and she doesn't let me get away with bullshit. So we're always digging deeper, and I really appreciate that because I find that previous therapists haven't challenged me to dig deeper into my emotions. Like, I know me very well, and usually I like bullshit therapists. But anywho, as I was saying, my therapist was just like, oh, you know, when we were discussing my New Year's goals, you know, feeling very optimistic, she was just like, you said you would get a job by January 31st. It's April. I was like, it is. And now it's May. So, and being that I am in school full time, that is definitely occupying my time. But, you know, I don't want to say it's not enough, but in a way it is. Like, I'm 29. I should be working full time. I should be making a lot more money, but I just feel very stifled and stuck, and I don't understand. And it's making me confused and sad, and kind of disappointed in myself. But I spent some time alone as well this winter in my room. I didn't really go out much, and what do I want to say? I spent a lot of time alone this winter. Also, it was like negative 10 degrees outside every day, and I don't feel a passion for work. I don't think I want to work a typical 9 to 5, no matter what the job is. Cybersecurity is fun. It pays a lot of money. I feel like I enjoy the structure of a 9 to 5, and I know what to expect. Also, I have ADHD, so if I know I'm supposed to be somewhere from 9 to 5, I'm like, okay, awesome, great, you know, at least I have a schedule. Because without a schedule, I like fall apart. And I guess maybe that's why I'm falling apart now. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think I want to be in corporate America. Things are changing. They're going to continue to change. I'm also just been like reflecting on my life and thinking about the jobs that I've had and what I've like been interested in. And a part of me has always felt, up until like I started working in cyber and like officially starting my career, I like watched my peers, like people I went to school with in college, you know, like work, be doctors, be lawyers, be, hell, I don't even know what people from school are up to. So I'm work in psychology, blah blah blah, go to med school, veterinarian school, law school, and that's just never been for me. I'm in college for the 3rd time, undergrad. I don't feel shame about that, certainly not now, but the way I've approached learning has just been really challenging for me. And the typical structure in America is you go to school, after high school you go to college, after that you get a job, and it's just like, but why though? Why is it at 18 I'm supposed to know what my whole life is going to look like? Also, another thing I reflect on and I'm considering is I'm first generation. My parents are from Barbados. They did not have like formal education. My dad is a carpenter, self-taught. He could build a house from top to bottom, no problem. My mom works as a nurse assistant, and that's something that she worked very hard to do with her limited education and access. And because they were working class and they didn't give me access to, they did the best they could, but I didn't grow up with access to knowing what other jobs were like. I didn't get support for my learning disabilities literally up until 28 years old. And that's something I'm also forgiving myself for, because I used to wonder, like, why can't I just do work? Why can't I just turn my work in from middle school? I think things just got really rocky from like high school to college, because that's when, you know, like the work got harder. I didn't have a structure. I didn't know how to have a structure. I just didn't have a support system that, you know, like other people have, and it wasn't something that like I could figure out by myself. Hold on. Oh. I'm very into underpainting now, so I don't really care that my bronzer or contour is messy, because I'm gonna fix it. I use my hands, I use a brush, whatever's available to me. Especially too big for my nose, but you know, I do what I do. So yeah, now that I'm 29, I'm once again reflecting on my life, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I want to do it. The way I've approached things have been sometimes luck, being at the right time, right place, meeting the right people. It takes me a bit longer to just like figure things out, and it's something that I felt shame for, but I mean, at this point I'm accepting myself for like who I am. But yeah, anyway, things are changing, and by that I mean, like in 2020 when COVID happened, people realized, oh hey, like we actually don't have to go to the office. People were getting laid off, and click, like, oh yeah, these companies actually don't give a fuck about you. And it continued to happen as people were being laid off from their jobs at like Microsoft and Meta, and they've had like worked there for like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Like, these companies do not give a fuck. And as we're progressing and like wars going on, recession, uncertainty, we're going to continue to see that the stability that was available to other generations isn't available to me. Well, it depends, I guess. But like Gen Z, millennials, like things are just looking different, you know? I can explain this better in another video, but in the purpose of time and not being here, oh my gosh, forever, I'm just gonna like continue to get a move on. So yeah, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, it is May, and I'm once again find myself in the same position where I'm